When it comes to Dark Souls 2 on the PC, you've probably got an important question on your mind. Has developer From Software learned its lessons? The Prepare to Die edition of the original Dark Souls is notorious for being a lackluster port of an amazing experience. But it was limited to a 1024x768 resolution, so changing the in-game resolution options didn't actually affect the rendering resolution. The resulting visuals were blurry and did too little to show off the game's impressive art design. Additionally, the port was capped at 30 frames a second, the keyboard and mouse support was abysmal, and the mouse cursor remained on the screen, trailing around when you used mouse look. PC gamers rightfully expected better, and, rightfully, they expect that Dark Souls 2 will not suffer from the same kinds of problems. And so I bring you some good news. Dark Souls 2 is, straight away, a better port than the original Dark Souls was. When you set the resolution to 1920x1080, what you see is actually 1920x1080. The game runs at a brisk 60 frames per second even on a modest PC, and while you're stuck looking at Xbox 360 controller button prompts, you still can play the game comfortably with mouse and keyboard. And so in this respect, the PC version looks better than the console versions. The higher resolution and sharper textures give places like Majula and Hyda's Tower of Flame greater visual definition. Details on armor are easier to admire, and subtle touches like the intricate carvings on statues and stone pathways stand out all the more. This is all well and good, and in the world of PC gaming, expected. On the other hand, if you were hoping for the PC version to showcase the impressive lighting we saw in pre-release video, you'll be sad to learn that the lighting remains flat on the PC, just as it was on consoles. Another interesting question to ask is how the sequel compares to Dark Souls when you've applied popular community-created graphical enhancements to the original. And so I played the original Dark Souls with two mods applied. DS Fix by Durante on Nexus Mods, and Tuology 86's high-definition texture pack, also from Nexus. Dark Souls 2 looks more impressive than the modded original in certain respects, featuring topography that looks more organic and less severe than in Dark Souls. The Draw Distance 2 offers more clarity in Dark Souls 2 than in the original. On the other hand, Tuology 86's excellent textures make the crumbling stonework seen in Undead Parish look more weathered and chipped than do similar textures in Dark Souls 2's Lost Bastille. Additionally, in the modded Dark Souls, the dark is darker, and illumination without obvious sources is less common. It goes without saying, of course, that Dark Souls 2 on the PC feels just as it did on consoles, and in that respect, it seems likely that the game will be enchanting a new community of players come April 25th. On that day, I look forward to joining each of you in a show of jolly cooperation.